and welcome to my channel. Now I know I look a little crazy, but the reason why I look a little different is because today we're going to be unboxing and trying out some new makeup right here. And part of that new makeup is actually a palette for the eyes. And I know in my last unboxing video I said I probably wouldn't use a colourful palette, but as I was shopping online I came across this really darling collection and I was in a very treat myself kind of mood, so I got it. It's a collection from Colourpop and it's in collaboration with Avatar The Last Airbender, which, if you can't tell, I'm actually a very big fan of. And the palette, while it does have colour, it's not too crazy or anything, so I think it might be a nice first foray into colour. So I've just put on a little bit of concealer around my eyes because I want to swatch these powders for you, but I feel like the skin on my arm or the skin on my hand it's not really useful because the skin around my eyes, which is where I'll be using this, is very different. It's a different texture, a different shade, and so yeah. Now, I'm no makeup expert, so I don't know if swatching around my eyes will work, but we can always give it a go, right? Okay, let's dive in. So I discovered the collection quite late, and so by the time I had come across it, a lot of the products had sold out, so this is what I was able to get that I still think I would use. First and foremost is this duo of skincare mask. One is hydrating, one is detoxing, and a very strong Katara and Toff. I believe they were pre-existing before. I absolutely love that iridescence. I mean, look at that. There's the packaging there. Very tiny. So there's the two masks. Very tiny. I wanted to get the Uncle Iroh lip mask, but they had sold out. So instead I got the Suki lipstick in shade Sealed with a Kiss. This is a Fresh Kiss glossy lip stain. I just love the iridescence of the gold packaging. There we go. So there it is there. You can see that. Next is this Super Shock highlighter in the shade Gold Glow. Shade, which is Fiery Fizz, I believe. Yeah. Really cute packaging. Making waves. Peace de Resistance is the eyeshadow palette. It's a beautiful little sleeve with the gold reflective and the gang. On the back is the shades, the color story. I'm so excited. Apparently this is the only time Sokka appears in the whole collection, which is a bit crazy for a main character. But alas, so it's a slip. And the actual palette cover is Avatar with Mono on his shoulder. You can see here. And again, the back has the shade names. Alrighty. So when we open it up, wow. first time actually opening an eyeshadow palette like this. There are the elements there in the corners, and the elemental signs are actually on here, imprinted in the column. Do you see that? Okay, are you ready to try on? Let's do it. I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna take my hat off because it's getting a bit warm. Lovely hat hair. Love to see it. So I think I'm gonna start with the lipstick so you can get a nice little glossy lip sound, and because it's a stain I'll be able to take it off after I try it on, and we'll see how well it stains. Sound like a plan? Alrighty. I can't smell anything, but I've been fighting a little bit of a cold, so my senses aren't to be trusted. How messy is that? I'm not a makeup person yet, so I don't really know how to apply things and stuff, but that's it with 1 and a bit layers. So that's it there. I also have uneven lips, so on to the main event, the eyes. I think I'll just do a colour story per side of eye. So looking at this palette and knowing what I know about how the show treats the elements, I think I'm gonna do water and air, fire and earth. So that way the opposites are next or across each other, and the complementary elements, at least in my mind, that are complementary can sort of see each other. Plus, looking in this palette, you can already see sort of air and fire being compared to each other, and water and earth, so I believe this will be a different way to see the colours near each other. So let's begin with the water element. The first shade is called Water Tribe. Water Tribe is described by Colourpop as a metallic baby blue with a violet duochrome finish. This shade was interesting as from some angles it would disappear. Others it would be blue, and still others a frosty white. Since filming, I've had great joy in wearing this shade on its own in the inner corner, or wearing it in the inner corner against an analogous look. And that's 2. The second shade of the Water Tribe colours is called Moon Spirit. Moon Spirit is a metallic mid-tone blue with a violet and bright blue duochrome finish. Sorry, it just looks like I'm giving you the finger, but I promise you that's not the case. And the last shade of the Water Tribe is called Ice Shield. Ice Shield is described as a matte, dusty denim blue. I believe there is some patchiness to this shade, but it could honestly just be how I've applied it. I look like a sad clown. But anyway, this is the Water Tribe colours, the water element colours of the palette on the iPhone. The first shade, Earth Kingdom. Quicksand is a metallic antique gold that is another standout shade. I like to use it as a one and done shade, starting in the middle, diffusing to the ends, letting my eyes catch light in a new way. And that's quicksand. I will say I'm seeing quicksand more in person than I am in the viewfinder. And the last shade of the earth element is called Earth Rumble. Earth Rumble is described as a matte deep moss green. I forgot to do 2 layers of quicksand, so I'm going to do a second layer of quicksand and a second layer of Earth Rumble. And that is the Earth Kingdom. The next element is fire. The first shade of the fire element is called Fire Nation. Fire Nation is described as a matte, burnt, red-orange with gold pinpoints. I will have to say I believe the fire element applies the best on me personally. The next shade in the fire element is Dancing Dragon. Dancing Dragon is described as a metallic, vibrant brick red, and I have to say this applied really beautifully. I think this shade is very gorgeous and suits me, and it is a definite standout from the palette. The last shade in the Fire Nation is called Comet. Comet is a matte, vivid crimson with a warning that says it is not intended for immediate eye area use, but I had no problems with it personally. I don't think Comet needs a second layer, to be honest. That is the Fire Nation. No close. The last element, air. And the first shade of the air element is called Air Temple. Air and earth are whooping my butt. I can't see these first 2 colors. Air Temple is a matte mustard. I feel like I'm going crazy. I cannot see anything. Okay, I can see something on my hand. There you go. I think it's just like such the same skin color as my concealer that I used to prep that nothing's turning up. The second shade of the air element is called Air Blast. Air Blast is a metallic champagne, and this shade is also very nice. I wear it by itself in the inner third, diffusing it to the end of my eye for a touch of brightness and fun. That is Air Blast with 1 layer. Last shade of air, and therefore the last shade we're gonna try for the palette is called Vortex for some reason. Vortex is described as a matte, warm saddle brown with So that is all 12 shades. Because I have water on one and fire on the other, I'm going to match up the liners to their element. I've never really lined my eyes in general, so we shall see. Okay. To round out the products I can try right now, I'm just going to use the highlighter on some part of my face. Okay, very interesting texture. Feeling very art pop. So that's me having tried out all the products that I can. I might do a skincare try on Monday, but what do you think? Okay, let's wipe off the lip stain and see if it stains. I'm not too sure. I feel like because my lips already had a lot of pigment, it doesn't really add too much. But in the viewfinder they're looking crazy, so maybe it did. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me on my first sort of actual makeup try on video. I know this is crazy, but I appreciate any tips and for you sticking with me